I'll take you through the chain of events. And so at about 6:05, I received a call from the Sullivan County Health Department. They had been notified by the state health office, notifying them that a player had tested positive on the McMinn team and that we were not to play the game. In sharing that information with the McMinn team, they disputed that, and so with that, based on the information we had at this time, we also were in communication with TSSAA, and we had health departments talking with the TSSAA, also talking with their administration. And at this time, it was determined that because of the information we had at this time, we couldn't proceed with the game. TSSAA is still reviewing that information to determine, what the outcomes are. It won't be a negative effect on Kingsport at this point. It's, I think, probably trying to determine. I don't know. This is probably uncharted territory for lots of people in dealing with this, and so anything I would say beyond that is probably being presumptuous on my part. So I know that we're providing information to TSSAA, and they will be making some determinations moving forward.
So at this point in time, the game has been postponed. There's no outcome of the game yet.
That's a hard one to answer. I would say, from our standpoint, and unless notified different, we feel like the outcome of the game has been that it would be a COVID loss part of McMinn on that, and that we're planning on advancing. If that were to change, that would be up to the TSSAA. But based on the information that we have right now, that was the information that we have as of current.
Is the hesitancy because they're disputing that?
The hesitancy is because they are disputing that, and I don't want to take anything away from them. If they can provide the evidence that the information that was provided to the health department was false, then obviously that could have some implications. So that's not our call, but based on the information that we have right now, the state medical office said, they have a positive, their team's under quarantine until further notice, and so that's where it was left and why we couldn't continue to play the game.
How frustrating is this? You have all these fans come in already, they're here, and to find out about this close to kickoff.
Well, that goes back to uncharted territory, is that to receive this information, literally 45 minutes before kickoff, is unprecedented, but so is COVID, and so we're just another example of how we're trying to navigate things in current time. Want to compliment both coaches, both administrations. I know while everybody's frustrated, everybody understands that health and safety comes first, and so everybody displayed a lot of character in the decision-making process.
One of the problems that you have as well, Coach, is tickets. TSSAA controls playoff tickets. Are you going to try to get some information for the fans?
We will be getting information out to our fans just as soon as possible. We know that playoffs are a little bit different from how those tickets are controlled, but knowing that we didn't play a game, I'm sure that we'll have a way to get those tickets reimbursed back to families or advance those forward for games forward. So we don't have that information currently, but we'll make those determinations by the first of the week and get that out.
Was there any possibility of still going on and playing this game?
Excuse me?
Was there any possibility about playing this game tonight? Was there ever about a shot at still being played tonight?
There's no shot of this game being played today, right now.
The last thing is for the Dobyns-Bennett fans, with us being ESPN Tri-Cities, I think it was safe to say that if there was any way possible to play this football game, you all were going to make that happen.
That's why we literally were talking to the state medical director, our health department, Bernard Childress with the executive director of TSSAA. We were trying to get this worked out, but because of the time of the information, there wasn't time to be able to get it all worked out and us be able to play this game. And so it was just determined we can't play based on the information that we have, and we'll have to gather more data to be able to determine. That's TSSAA talking.
Yeah.
What the implications are moving forward, but right now we can't play this game.
So you're saying not tonight. Is there any chance of maybe next week, early in the week?
Anything I would say would be speculation. Right now, based on the information we have as we speak, last information we had was that the health department was saying that McMinn County team was under quarantine. And so based on what we know about the playoff structure is if that happens, then that would be a COVID loss. But that's not Jeff Morehouse making that determination. That's something TSSAA is going to have happen. And so we're just planning on advancing on to the next week. But if something were to happen in the next little bit, you know, we'll obviously comply with whatever TSSAA says in regards to the playoffs.
Jeff, for ESPN Tri-Cities, we really appreciate you coming over here, talking to us, giving us some insight of what was going on. I know for you all it was a very difficult 45, well, probably an hour and a half, I think, exactly what it was, and to try to get this worked out.
Well, we've worked really hard as coaches and as they have to be able to allow our kids the opportunity to compete. And so, you know, anytime something like this happens, you feel bad for the kids and the coaches and everybody that has worked hard to be able to get to this opportunity. And so, but we appreciate you sticking with us. We knew that, there was a lot of eyes watching, but we just couldn't get it worked out.